Yes, the boohoo effect here. Okay, so we got a little bit of a context issue. So like I said before, months ago, I had deleted a bunch of messages on Facebook conversing with Tracy. The reason why, I'm just simply getting rid of the past, and I don't want her to post up my videos or my comments, just erase history. Now, I noticed firsthand, just off a glance, a quick glance, going through messages, trying to find the messages that Tracy fully agrees that I'm not Braden. And I caught wind of these messages where she talks about slitting throats, okay? Now, this is an area that I had deleted comments. Now, I'm going to correct myself. The context was not exactly what I thought they were. Okay, remember now, this is a person that was going to set up whom she thinks Agent 19 is Frank. And she was going to hatch a ploy, a plot, to frame Agent 19 for Tracy's death, that she committed suicide because of Agent 19's harassment. Okay? That's what we're dealing with here. And I just assumed, off of a quick glance, that this is just another one of Tracy's schemes. That's what she does. Remember, this is the same person that superimposed knife wounds on her own children to frame Forrest and Harry, aka Dark Zodiac, okay? This is what we're dealing with. Now let's go through and watch a little bit of her live stream and see what she punches up as far as my old messages on her end.
Look at the messenger. Let's go and look at the messenger opened live and see what should be there that isn't there. Why are you doing this, Braden?
She's really getting off on this. This is UK troll Tracy's groundbreaking evidence to prove me wrong, to discredit my name. So therefore, everything else I had brought up against Tracy is also bogus and discredited. You see, this is her big chance to hop on and try to discredit me. And that's what her and Trollope has been trying to do to myself for the past 2 years, is discredit me. So she is just having a complete orgasm, so to speak. Now let's look at the comments that she punches up, the comments that I made. Now remember, we had exchanged before on her justification on stalking children, and we were going back and forth. We were in a struggle in this conversation she's going to pull up, okay? And I was promoting or presenting a scenario that if a perpetrator did such and such to your kids, would you still befriend them? Because I've always stated, I will never, ever befriend a person that had attacked my children, whether it's in a serious manner or in a lighter manner. In Tracy's case, they photoshopped her daughter. They made racist comments. They called her a fat pig. They mocked her in every conceivable way, okay? Made racist comments and ridiculed Tracy's children with hordes of other people, grown men. And Tracy befriended one of the main forerunners of that group. She led the charge. It was crotch vomit. She led the charge. She is the one that doxed Tracy and busted her out for pretending to be her daughter. And Tracy befriends her. And I'm in complete disbelief. How could a mother that claims she loves her children befriend the perpetrator that done all those things, that led the charge with Annie Allwhite and completely plastered her daughter's Photoshop images all over the net? That is my principal point. And Tracy has a problem with me making peace with Katie. It hardly compares to what crotch vomit had done to her family. And Tracy justifies it because Molly apologized correctly. But yet she holds me in derision completely if I made peace with somebody that's never touched my family or personal life. Okay? Now let's let her continue with this little celebration that she's on.
But let's get it right. The people who like me, and the people who don't.
Okay,
You're not going to change anything.
She's giving speeches.
If
Let's
you
were
were raped or one of your children.
Yep, that was the scenario. That's right. Because I took it to a profound scenario, a profound picture, to see how far you would go, Tracy, on befriending your children's attackers. Why would you do that? I understand forgiveness, okay? I get that. You want to make peace with your enemies before, let's just say, your deathbed, for instance. Why would you troll with them, team up with them, all to win internet arguments with other people? That's where I take issue of, okay? That was the scenario. And you replied you would cut their throats. Okay, I get it. Like I said, my comments were no longer present, okay? Now, this is your big win because I glanced at a conversation in an area that I deleted. Okay? Let's go on.
You would still
under no circumstance, Tracy, is there where you would befriend your children's attacker. You would want to condemn them. You would want to prosecute them, not team up with them. There's a difference between forgiveness and teaming up and being friends and sending gifts to your daughter's attackers, in this case in Alaska, and defending her staunchly against the people like myself that was one of the only few, the only one that defended you against your good buddy now, Crotch Vomit. Yes, who does that? Who attacks the only one that stepped in and defended you in arguments that you caused by putting up Paige's picture? Again, how did Paige's picture come out in the public eye to begin with, Tracy? Okay? Now, that is ludicrous. It's sick. It's warped that you would befriend and defend your children's attacker. I painted a scenario to see how far you would go. You claimed you would slit their throat. That's all talk bullshit. The links that you went to befriend your daughter's attackers, I don't buy that at all. How much worse is there compared to what they did without any physical threats? They ridiculed her to the lowest ends, okay, in the worst, humiliating way. And you do this to your daughter. Is that the dignity that you want for your family? Let's let you continue.
Boy, strategic war tactics. I'd cut their throats or I'd pay to have it done. Why, Braden, does your video do that jump? Where?
Because I deleted comments, okay? Now, I'm admitting that I misread the context because my comments weren't there, all right? But I'm giving you the context right here, all right? This is a mistake on my part, and I admit that. But you are trying to capitalize on this. Why would I post up comments that I would purposely take out of context when I know good and well that you could retrieve it on your end, okay? And I don't understand why you haven't done that before on other comments, because there's nothing to retrieve. There's no damning evidence against myself, nor is there with these comments. All of a sudden, you can conjure up and retrieve comments. All of a sudden, on this area, in this context, you can retrieve comments all of a sudden, Tracy, because it's in a more serious light. But before, you couldn't, okay? I thought that was kind of suspicious as well. All right, you're a fraud. You're the one that's a fraud. Mine was a simple oversight, and I'm correcting myself right here. But the context was that why would you befriend your children's attackers? Because I'm still in complete shock and amazement that you would go to those links and disregard your children's dignity, disregard shame, disregard their privacy and pride. You are a creep. You cared nothing about your children. And that was the ongoing struggle between you and myself, Tracy. I am shocked beyond disbelief. And then you say I'm jealous because I find you quite delusional and pathetic that you would go to these links. There is no depth that is too low that you will not go down to. All to play your sick, demented, twisted, warped internet games with whomever. It doesn't matter what they did to your family. Okay? Now, I question whether there would be any links that you would not go to, any line that could not be crossed where you would say, hey, this is enough. I don't like what you did to my family. It was wrong, and I will never befriend you. I can forgive you, but I will never, ever be on an intimate level, be on a friendship, intimate level with you. Okay? That's what you did with crotch vomit, and it's disgusting. You care nothing about your family. All right? Anyways, I just thought I'd get on and correct that and admit that it was out of context. But I'm glad that you brought it up, because this is my very point. Even in privacy, I've had issues with you befriending your children's attackers. It wasn't in the public, okay? So you can't say it was all an act. I confided you with this same issue in privacy because I have a real sincere issue about it from my heart. There's proof right there. You've only proved myself right. You proved my case, Tracy, that I truly find you disgusting for befriending your children's attackers. Okay? We'll see you in the next one.